Miniware TS101 Smart Soldering Iron Review. Without solder, there would be no way for us to create any electronics. Our televisions, computers, and even our Raspberry Pis are all built using various forms of solders. A good solders tool should not only be easy to use, but also provide accurate readings. Most modern solder tools include a built-in thermocouple sensor that can measure the actual temperatures of your solder joints. You can then adjust the heat settings accordingly to ensure your soldered connections are done right. Some models come with a built-in display so you can check the current temperatures without having to open the case. Miniware is one of the leading manufacturers of soldered components. Their flagship product, the TS100, was the first soldered component to hit the market. Since then they've added the TS80, which replaces the traditional power connector found on the TS100 with USB Type-C. Now they're back with the TS101, a new soldered component designed to compete with popular alternatives such as the HAC-OHL10 and HAC-OHLP1. We're going to be taking the best all-rounders title away from the TS100 by beating the Pinnacle V2. To do so, we're going to be grabbing some soldering kits and starting to build. The plastic casing of the Tinker CAD Pro is smooth and soft, lending itself very nicely to a firm hold of the tool. Two buttons are conveniently located, and an LCD display is easily visible under a bright light. A collar is provided between the tool's base and the soldering tip, preventing the tool from rolling around on your work surface. A built-in stand is not present, but the lack of one does not pose a problem because the tool doesn't require any extra support. The supplied USB-C cable is made out of silicone rubber, and it feels great in hand. Despite being only about 10 inches long, it did not get in the user's hands during soldering. Heating up in 10 seconds, the TS101 is faster than the TS100 and TS80. The only smart solderer to beat it is Pinnacle V2. Waiting 10 seconds to warm up is nothing as larger stations can take minutes. The short start times mean we can get down to solder in moments. The included TPB2 conical tips are a good mix of precise and large thermal masses. This allows us to make neat jobs of soldiers, or dump loads of power into joints. We used the Arduino Make Your Uno kit and had no issues. The small and large components were easily soldering, and there were fewer human errors than the TS101. Soldering the long lines of dips was easy and fun. We've noticed that some USB-C power supplies can provide up to 28 volts at 5 amps. But, unfortunately, none of them were compatible with our USB-C bench power supply. With the TS101, we can easily press the buttons without accidentally turning off the soldering iron. At most, we can increase the temperature. The layout of the buttons is similar to the one used by the TS100, and we think it looks good. It's different from the TS80, which had them on either side of its OLED screen. We really like the way the TS101 placed them on top of the OLED display. The smartness of the TS101 comes from its software, and with just 2 push buttons it can seem a bit trickier to use than some of the others. The first thing you need to know is that the A side of the iron has 2 buttons, one for turning the iron off and another for adjusting its temperature. The second thing you need to know about the iron is that there's a menu at the bottom of the screen that lets you adjust the iron's temperature and turn it off. We tweaked our TS101 to remove an annoying low current alert which causes the iron to reload during solder. This has happened with multiple other smart solders and is not specific to the TS101. The fact that we can easily fix this is a testament to the firmware. The user interface is easy to understand, but it will take a while to get comfortable with. Flash firmware is easy to install. You just need to download them from the Miniware website and plug the device into your computer. Then copy the files onto the microSD card. Once they're copied, insert the SD card into the device and press the button labeled Flash Firmware. That's it.